Hello. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ozzy, and for those of you returning, welcome back. Do you remember scrolling on Tumblr for hours on end? Or how about American Apparel ads that felt like half like fashion and then half like voyeurism? And of course, those heavy flash digital camera party photos. If not, that's totally fine, but I'm about to tell you, it was the era that was none other than indie sleaze. And it's been making a comeback, especially now in our year, 2025. But obviously, it looks a little bit different now. Today, we're breaking down what indie sleaze was and why it's back. And most importantly, how you can wear it in 2025 without looking like you're stuck in 2010. What is indie sleaze? Indie sleaze, sometimes called indie uber sleaze, was the messy, raw party girl meets hipster aesthetic that ran the late 2000s to early 2010s. I want you to think thrifted flannels, ripped tights, cut-off denim shorts, smudged eyeliner, and a digital camera in hand to capture the chaos. It was less about being polished and more about looking like you rolled out of bed after a night out, but in the coolest way possible. The funny thing is, for me, that's what draws me to this aesthetic and subculture. Obviously not the showering part and just rolling out of bed, but what really draws me is the authenticity of this trend, having you just show up in whatever version of yourself. If you've seen any of my past videos, I do touch on clean girl aesthetic. That is one of my least favorite trends of recent years, and I feel that indie sleaze is like the complete opposite of her. Okay, so we have the originals of indie sleaze. When I think of indie sleaze, I think of Alexa Chung in her oversized band tees, Kate Moss with a leopard fur coat, cigarette in hand, black skinny jeans, hand in hand with her boyfriend at the time, Pete Doherty. We also have Sky Ferreira looking like she hasn't brushed her hair in a couple of weeks, but she ran the alternative like indie sleaze scene in the music aspect. The Olsen twins, who were a huge influence to indie sleaze fashion, they wore a lot of oversized articles and they gave off a very mysterious, grungy kind of aura, kind of vibe, kind of style to themselves. We also have Lindsay Lohan during this time, and then musically we have The Strokes, Yeah Yeahs, LCD. The soundtrack of this era was just chaotic and fun and free. By 2013, Instagram's clean, curated look killed the messiness of indie sleaze. Suddenly, it was all about aesthetic feeds and eventually things like clean girl aesthetic, which is the complete opposite of indie sleaze. Starting in 2021, people like Mandy Lee on TikTok and the indie sleaze Instagram account started resurfacing. By 2024, you saw designers like Chloe, Alexander McQueen, and Diesel pulling inspiration from that grungy, chaotic look. So in 2025, I think that indie sleaze is here to stay just because I feel that people are tired of perfection. Gen Z especially is craving something raw, something authentic, and something like chaotic, free, and liberating. There's now this desire to no longer care or uphold the opinions of others. People just really want to show up how they are and have fun doing so. Okay, so how to wear indie sleaze in 2025. This is the fun part. For me, indie sleaze at its core, it's all about attitude. Effortless, chic, like you didn't care, but you kinda did. Staples I'd recommend: knee-high socks with boots or heels. Instantly makes an outfit feel indie sleaze. Cut-off denim shorts with ripped tights. It's a classic, but I'd update it with platform boots instead of just Converse, even though Converse are in. Example, the Isabel Marant and Converse collab. Slouchy tote bags. These are already one of the biggest accessory trends right now, so it just feels natural within this aesthetic. Moto boots or ballet flats. Moto boots lean into the grunge, and ballet flats are for that ironic, messy girl vibe. Wayfarers. I do have to say this, I feel that these are too 2010 for me. They defined an era, but I'd personally swap them out for like aviator glasses or maybe angular Y2K inspired sunnies. And then for hair and makeup, do smudged eyeliner. You could do like, I want to say quotations, messy hair, and then chip nail polish. You can do that if you want to. I don't know. But obviously nothing should feel like it's done or like curated. Where to shop for indie sleaze? If you want to do this correctly, you're gonna have to hit vintage stores and thrift stores. There's also sites like Depop, Grailed, eBay. All of these are gold mines. If you want something new, you should look at brands that are leaning into the chaos, such as Diesel, Heaven by Marc Jacobs, Blue Marine, even some Y Project. I'd start with thrift, but then you can like build up and layer statement designer pieces for a modern twist. So that is indie sleaze in 2025. For me, it's not about copying Tumblr girls of 2009. It's about embracing that carefree, raw, messy energy and making it your own. At the end of the day, fashion doesn't need to be polished nor perfect. I feel that sometimes it's just more fun when it's chaotic and true and authentic to you. But of course, I want to know what you think. Do you see yourself wearing indie sleaze in 2025? Or do you think it should have stayed in 2010? Let me know below. Let's talk. Thank you so much for watching this video. You're real AF if you made it to the end. I really do appreciate you. Please let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week.